What's up, everybody? Today is November 27th, 2023, and I'm going to be giving you some advice on how to get better at chess. Okay? A couple things first. One, sorry for my hair. I know my hair doesn't look that great. Look like a chess player, huh? And then also, I'm going to be eating while I'm making this video, eating and drinking my drink. So, forgive me for that. But that will kind of help me, like, relax a little bit. Sometimes when I'm sitting there without like any water to drink or anything, food, it's kind of like, I guess, nervous, you say. Anyhow, so today I'm going to be giving you some advice on how to get better at chess. Okay, so the first thing on that is what gives me any kind of authority or credentials to even give you advice on how to get better at chess. And to that, I would tell you that I have been playing chess for, I'm trying to open barbecue sauce. I've been playing chess for about 30 years. I'm 40 years old, and I've been playing chess since about the time I was 10 years old. Maybe a little bit younger than that, so maybe longer than 30 years. So I've been playing chess a really long time. And my rating, it varies, I would say, between 1700 is my official rating in US chess. You know, I've only been to like one or two tournaments, so take that with what you will. But online, like in Blitz or whatever, I've been rated as high as 2000 before, maybe a little bit higher than 2000. So somewhere in there is my rating, depending on the day, how I feel, and how hard I'm trying or whatever. So that's my authority to give you any kind of advice. That I've been playing a long time, and I'm pretty well rated. I'm not, the best player in the world. I'm not the worst player in the world either. Okay? So the first advice, as I'm getting my food ready here, the first advice I would give to you on getting better at chess is to learn the rules of chess. Now, your response to that might be, oh, well, I already know the rules of chess, Matt, so that box is checked off. I already know the rules of chess. Well, guess what? No, you don't. No, you don't. You may think that you know the rules of chess, but there's a high probability that you don't. I've known people that have played chess for a really long time, like decades, and there are still certain rules or like concepts, I guess you could say, in chess even, that they didn't know or understand. So there's a lot of rules in chess, anywhere from the rules of like how to move pieces, special moves of pieces like en passant and castling, promotion rules, all the way to more complex like tournament rules, like time rules, touch move rules. There's a plethora of rules. I just realized it's not going to work too well because I have to take a break to take bites. So maybe I'll just make the video and then I'll eat. So there is a lot of rules in chess, okay? And the vast majority of people don't know all the rules of chess. Even if you know the rules of chess, you know the generic rules of chess, okay? And now the question obviously arises is, what does that matter? Why do the rules of chess, how is that going to help you get better? Because knowing the rules of chess, special moves, and time and all that stuff will allow you to get more wins in situations that you wouldn't necessarily get a win, or allow you to, say, draw a game where you would have lost the game simply by knowing the rules of the game, knowing the 50 move rule, things about stalemate, time rules, all that kind of stuff that could, things about promotion, when you could promote, what pieces you could promote to, all these kinds of things. If you know the rules in depth, this will help you win games or allow you to not lose games. Like I said, at the very least, at least to draw games. So this is one thing that I would say is overlooked or kind of like glossed over when people are getting taught chess is that there's like, okay, here's the rules, learn the rules, and move on. And no, it's very important to learn all the rules of chess, okay? Now, in saying that, there's different ways to learn the rules of chess. Anywhere from someone can teach you. You may have someone be like, oh, hey, I'll teach you the rules of chess and how to play and all this kinds of stuff. You can obviously read a book. You can go online and, watch a video about the rules of chess, or say go on a website like Wikipedia and look up all the rules of chess and all that kind of stuff. And also there's the option nowadays, because all the online playing, you could literally just go to a chess website, say like chess.com or lichess.org, and the websites are constructed to where you're not allowed to play illegal moves. So you can go to one of these websites and start to play chess, not knowing any of the rules, any of the moves, nothing, and just seeing where you're allowed to move. You see what I'm saying? You're like, click this piece and try to move it. Oh, I can't move there. Just seeing where you can move the pieces, seeing what the rules are. That's kind of a harder way, I guess, to learn the rules, especially if you don't know any of the rules or the moves or anything whatsoever. But it is a possible way. Like I said, because the computer system will not allow you to make an illegal move, so any move that you make is a legal move. And so just from the process of elimination and time and playing games, you could learn the rules that way as well. So however you go about learning the rules, I would say that is a very fundamental part of getting better at chess, is knowing the rules. I've beat people in games of chess that played for years, or a long time, just in knowing stupid little rules about chess, and like I said, time rules, or like something like the 50 move rule, something like that. It's very important to learn all the intricate rules and moves of chess. Very important. Okay, now that being said, before I go further, maybe I could have some of my fries, so I won't be totally devoid of food. My brain, as I'm thinking here, my brain needs calories, right? Hold on. I would say that as I'm moving forward, it's important to note that, I guess you would say, the system of getting better at chess, there's levels to it. There's levels to not just learning chess, but to getting better at chess. Okay, there's levels to it. Okay, and that fundamental level is the level that I just told you, knowing the rules. So that's the base level. The base level, if you want to get good at the game of chess, the base level that should not be glossed over, should not be ignored. Oh yeah, I know how to move this piece and that piece. Learn all the rules. The base level of getting better at chess is learning the rules. Okay, and so I'm going to go from there. I'm going to go in, kind of go over these levels that I think that are necessary in getting better at chess. So yeah, the fundamental base of getting better at chess is knowing the rules. Period, point blank, end of story. Okay? The next level up from there, I would say, is simply playing the game of chess. Just playing the game, because you could only know so much in theory. You could know all the rules and maybe you've read books or whatever, right? But until you actually play games of chess, and get that pattern recognition in your head. You play 1 game, 2 games, 10 games, 100 games, 1,000 games, 10,000 games. Eventually, you'll play, right? And every game you play, you're learning little nuances. Oh, I was in, it doesn't have to be the exact same position, but I was in a similar position and this happened, or this ending arose, and I was able to win. I had, you get to an ending and you're like, oh yeah, I had a queen and my king, and he only had a king, and I was kind of able to win like this. And you start to notice patterns and stuff like this. Or I got in this position, I wasn't able to win, and so every game you play, you start to memorize certain little things. Like I said, little nuances. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's not like every game you play, you're like, oh wow, I played one game or 10 games and man, I've learned so much. No, it's gonna be, there's so many different combinations and different positions that can arise in a game of chess, like virtually infinite, a lot, right? But even though there's so many, you'll slowly start to see patterns, and especially, because the opening position in chess is always the same. The pieces on your side and your opponent's side are always going to be the same. So the first few moves, you're going to start to see patterns in that, and okay, this person moved there, and then I moved there, and this happened, and you'll start to get your own theories about the game from playing. So yeah, so the next level from the rules is definitely playing chess, and that is going to be a level. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be a level that's going to be important throughout your whole chess playing career. If you decide to play for years and decades. Regardless of how good you get, I don't care if you just learned yesterday or you're the world champion, and you want to keep getting better and learning more about chess, you're gonna have to keep playing. It's not like, aside from say someone like Bobby Fischer who got the world champion, stop playing. In general, people, they win tournaments, they win the world championship, or they beat their brother or sister in chess or whatever it is. And you play more games, you get a little bit better. You play more games, you get a little better. So that is something that's going to be useful to you no matter. I don't care if you're a grandmaster, world champion, or whatever. Playing more games is always going to be useful. It's always going to give you a little bit, tiny bit more knowledge about the game of chess the more you play. So playing more is always good. Whether fast games, slow games, whatever, play more games, okay? And in that, this is kind of a sub level of playing chess. My recommendation to you is play games out fully. Don't resign. I don't care how bad the position is. I don't care. You're completely lost. You're just running around the board with your king. I don't care. Don't resign, because you're going to start learning those patterns of how to evade losing. You're going to learn by watching the other person trying to checkmate you. You start to learn, oh, so that's how you checkmate with, say, a king and a rook. Even if you're the one getting checkmated, you can still learn the patterns by watching yourself get beat. You see what I'm saying? So don't resign. At least in your early levels, until you start playing tournaments and you get really good, do not resign. So when I say play the game from the start to the absolute finish, to your time runs out, or to you get checkmated, to the game ends. Play fully, completely. Okay, so that's level 2. Level 1, learn the rules. Level 2, play games. Now level 3. Okay, so you know the rules. You've played however many games, a lot of games, and now you want to take your chess to the next level. Okay, what do? You start to study chess. All right. Now, studying chess is perhaps the broadest category of everything that I'm going to discuss, because there's so many intricacies. Studying, just the word, it's like saying studying science. Science is so broad and studying is so broad. There's so many different ways you could study anything, math, science, chess, whatever, from reading books, watching other people play, seeing how a computer plays, looking at computer evaluations, all these kind of things. Studying is, a very broad topic, okay? So it's kind of hard. I'm not going to be able to define and discuss everything about studying, but in general, studying is, the base of studying is learning from your mistakes without, outside of playing, okay? Or learning from other people's mistakes, or learning from other people's games outside of playing. So studying chess is something that you do not necessarily while you're playing. It's like, okay, say I've played, say, 20 games today, but I'm going to sit down and watch a video, on the internet about chess, or read some kind of book or literature about something about chess, learning some kind of end game. Say, every time I play, I get to this and that end game where it comes down to whatever, a rook, a king, and he has a rook and king and some pawns. You're like, man, I get that in position a lot. I'm going to learn more about that ending. studying chess. And this is another thing that you're going to continue throughout your whole chess career. You know, even the top level players, they're always studying more chess, learning about more things, because again, there's essentially an infinite amount of things you can learn about chess. But that is the next level. You start studying chess. You know, yeah, you learn. You look at other players' games. You start to learn about you know, the history of chess. You know, oh, this old world champion. You could look up old world champions games, or you know, anyone's games. You could look up old games of people and learn from those. You could, you know, you know, they have computer programs that play chess, and you know, will give you evaluations. All that will help you study chess. You know, you start to memorize things. You start to memorize things about the opening. You start to realize, oh, there's certain openings that are really common that people play all the time. And then you start to memorize those. Okay, I memorize this opening, and then I memorize the counter to that opening, and then the counter to that counter, and so on and so forth. All that's under this broad umbrella of study. Okay? So studying chess. You know what? I think I might have skipped a level before studying. So I would say, I'm going to go back. I'm sorry. I apologize. So rules, playing chess, and before studying, I forgot there's one thing before studying chess. Learning chess notation. So this is before studying. Because I started thinking about, because you're going to want to read books about chess. And you go to pick up a book of chess, and it's going to look like Chinese or like another language. It's going to look like foreign to you, because it's written in a chess language. Okay, you know, a chessboard is like a graph. It's a big square with a bunch of little squares on it, you know, 8 by 8, and chess players have made it into a graph. They've lettered it. You know, there's going to be letters at the bottom and numbers on the side. Okay, and so each square is how do you say? It's like a graph. A chessboard. You know, chess players have made a chessboard like a graph. That way, you could denote, okay, this piece is on like A5, and the piece on A5 went to A6, for example. Okay, and chess players use that to document their games or other people's games. That way, instead of just playing a game and you're like, oh shoot, well, I forgot the moves, I don't, you know, you can't replay the game unless like you film it or you write down the moves. So chess notation allows you to write down the moves. And so yeah, so rules, playing chess, and then once you start playing chess and you know, you get into the game, I like the game, learn the notation, learn how to read chess language, basically. And I didn't want to mention any letters or anything, because every language, they have different chess notation. And so there's like chess notation in English and in Spanish and in Russian. You know, they have different symbols or letters for each piece or whatever. And so you're going to have to learn for whatever language, you know, you want to learn it in. So yeah, so before you get to the studying chess notation. So again, rules, playing, learn chess notation. And then from chess notation, then you could start going to study, because then you could, like I said, read the books, read the articles. When you watch a video, you can understand what they're saying. Oh, what does that mean? Knight to F3. I don't know what that means. So you're going to have to learn chess notation again in whatever language that, you know, that you're reading these books or watching. If if you're Russian and you speak Russian and you're watching Russian videos on chess and reading Russian books, then you have to learn Russian chess notation. You know, English chess notation is not going to probably help you much. Okay, so now from studying chess, the next level up is studying people. Okay. This is where it gets in. I don't want to say important, but this is where it gets interesting. Okay. Of course, the sun's right in my face. Okay, so you could play your entire career of chess. You could play 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, more, whatever, and never ever get to this level of chess. You don't even have to get to this level to play chess, to be good at chess, to even necessarily be a pro player. However, this step is a step that pro players, top players do learn. And if you learn this will help you improve your chess, because the majority of your opponents are not going to be computer opponents. And even if they are, the important games are going to be the ones that are against humans. That's the ones that you're playing against in tournaments and against, like I said, your brother, your sister, your family, or whatever, right? You're playing against people, and so you want to learn about people, psychology, okay? And so now you're getting to the level that you could literally take college classes on that are outside of chess. So for example, I'm telling you to learn about people, right? So if you say you like, I've done all Matt's other steps. I've got all the way past the studying. I've played thousands of games. I know the chess notation. I've studied all the end games, all this kind of stuff. And you're not breaking through the next level. What am I missing? Okay, that next step could be you don't know enough about human psychology and how humans behave in order to know how to, because sometimes you're gonna play moves or whatever that are gonna be attempted, like trick your opponent or like to deceive your opponent or whatever. You need to, like in poker is very big on this, about studying other people. You need to know when your opponent is nervous, or all this kind of stuff. And so for this step, you could literally go to a college and be like, I'm going to take a psychology class to learn more about why humans do things, how they act in certain not positions, certain scenarios, and how to tell when somebody's nervous. Pretty much anything that you could learn about human psychology and learn about people, that will help you in chess, at least to a certain point. It will, this might be a small step, but I would definitely say it's an important step, and one that definitely professional players learn on. Again, even in poker, maybe even football, whatever, you have to learn about people and when to take advantage of their, like I said, when they're nervous or whatever, or certain signs like, hey, do I do certain things when I'm nervous or whatever? I'm going to get to that in a minute. We're getting to that. But anyhow, you want to learn about other people, okay? Learning about other people and psychology will definitely help you in chess. Definitely 100%. You start learning patterns of how people play, and you'll notice, this is one way you'll notice, like say you're online playing and you're like, wait a minute, this person's kind of is not playing along the patterns that I've seen other people playing. And you're like, wait a minute, is this a computer opponent? So learning how people play and act will even allow you to start noticing, wait a minute, I think I might be playing against a cheater, because you've learned so much about how humans play chess and how humans react in certain positions, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm playing online, I can't see this person or whatever, I don't know if this person's a human or not, and they're playing I've played thousands of games and they're not playing how humans normally play. And so that knowledge about other humans and how humans behave and all this kind of stuff, that will allow you to be like, wait a minute, maybe I'm being cheated. Maybe I should report this person from cheating, And so, yeah, so learning about other people, I would definitely say, is the next step to getting better at chess. Okay? Now we're getting big guns, right? I really hate this sun in my face. All right. The next step from there, this next step that I'm going to give you, you could put it before or after. These two steps, right, that I'm telling you are kind of interchangeable, and you'll understand when I say it. So the next step from there is learning about yourself. So now that I've said that, these two steps are kind of interchangeable. You can learn about yourself first, or you can learn about others first. It's kind of interchangeable. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of one and the same. When you learn about psychology, if you go take a psychology class in college, it's all going to be included. You're going to learn of why other people behave the way they do, why you behave the way you do, right? And that's important, again, because you're going to go, especially if you want to get better, continue to get better, you're going to start going to tournaments or whatever. It's like poker players. Poker players, literally, they watch each other. Okay, when this person's nervous, he sits there and, does something like this. He like picks at himself, or he starts pulling at his ear, okay? And so you want to learn that about yourself. You have to start analyze yourself. Okay, when I'm sitting there in a tournament at a chessboard, what things am I giving up when I'm nervous? What do I do when I'm nervous? Do I sit there and pull at my ear? Do I sit there and scratch my head? This now, hold on. Becca's coming. I told her I'd be recording. Are you guys all done? Oh, crap. I hit the alarm on my car. Oh, boy. Becca and Nana are coming. I told her I'm going to record a video. Okay. Oh, turn this tablet off. Turn this tablet off. I can't have that. No, turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I can't have the sound. Can't have copyright sound. Okay, but I gotta turn your tablet down for now. I'm still making the video. I'm still in the process. I'm getting close to being done. Okay, Becca? Huh? Oh, sorry, interrupted. Okay, so learning about yourself. Okay, like I said, certain quirks that you have. What am I doing when I'm nervous? How do I play better? Do I play worse when I'm nervous? Do I play worse when I'm stressed out? Anything and everything that you can learn about yourself that affects your chest. And this is going to bring me to a little point. Anything that can affect your mind can affect your chest. Okay, and this is why it's very important to learn about yourself. And this is also going to take me to the next level. Okay, so anything that can affect your mind can affect your chest. And so, like I said, if you're stressed out, if you're tired, you're not sleeping well, all this kind of stuff, you have to learn about yourself. It's like, wait a minute, why did I play so good yesterday and I'm not playing good today? Or I was playing good a week ago and I'm not, what different things am I doing with my sleep, with my eating, with my, with everything? And so, yeah, this is the next step. You start to learn intricate things about yourself and how those things affect your chest. Okay, like I said, learn about others, learn about yourself. It's kind of interchangeable, but both those things are important if you want to go to that next level of chest. I'm not exercising enough. All these kinds of things. Anything that can affect your brain can affect your chest. It's very important. Okay. Now that we've talked about all that, let's kind of go over the levels of getting better at chess one more time before I get to the next level. Okay. The rules, playing chess, learning chess notation, studying chess, learning about other people, psychology, learn about yourself, again, psychology, things like that. These are all different levels you want to get better at chess. You start from the bottom and you start to slowly get up. Hey, I've reached this level. I know the rules. I've played a lot. Now I learned chess notation, and now I'm starting to study chess. And you start going through all these levels, like I said. And now your last levels, you start literally like learning about psychology and people and all this kind of stuff, right? Now the next level is where it gets even more interesting. This is the last level I'm going to tell you about if you want to get better at chess. Now this level, like I said, the base level is the rules, learn the rules of chess, okay? Now this level, surprisingly enough, is below the base level. This is like a precursor to everything else, but kind of oddly comes after all the other levels. And that level is this is the above, not just about yourself, but figuring out why or how you are the way you are. And like, for example, like memory is very important in chess, right? And people talk about that. You might hear somebody, oh yeah, hey, you have to have memory in chess, right? You might have heard that before. But one thing that you've never heard, I guarantee you've never heard anyone say until right now, never heard anyone say when they're trying to learn about chess, is how to get better memory. This is the sub-level. This is the sub-level of getting better at chess. You start to ask yourself, wait a minute, having better memory makes me a better chess player, okay? Being able to have faster reaction time makes me a better chess player. Getting better sleep makes me a better chess player, because you learned all that in your final step when you're learning about yourself. You're like, okay, I know that. I've learned that in the final step Matt taught me, that in order to get better at chess, I need to have better memory and all this kind of stuff. And now the sub-level is how to achieve that. And again, now you're going into extracurricular learning about yourself, about humans in general. You start looking up how to improve memory, how to better sleep, getting a better bed, or a humidifier in your room. Maybe it's too dry, or maybe it's too humid in your room. All this kind of stuff. You start to figure all the things that you've heard other people say. Oh, you want to get better at chess, and you need to eat right, eat better, and sleep better and have better memory. You start to figure out how to do those things. Wait a minute, how do I get better memory? How do I get better sleep? What does that mean to eat better? What does that mean to eat healthy for you? Because everybody, everyone has different things that makes them feel good or feel worse, whether it's taking vitamins, not taking vitamins, drinking caffeine, not drinking caffeine, whatever. It's this sub-level of all these other things that people have taught you about. Oh, you want to get better at chess, you got to memorize these positions. And you're like, wait a minute, I can't memorize. My memory sucks. And then it dawns on you, I need to improve my memory. That's the sub-level. That's the final level. And if you do all these levels, you know, and like I said, you get to that final level, and you reach this peak of like, you know, I've done all these levels that Matt said, and you know, and I'm like, I'm stuck. And you start to realize, well, why are you stuck? Because you're like, what? You know, my memory is only so good, you know? Okay, but did you try to figure out how to improve your memory? This is the sub-level. This is the final level that the top level players do. Magnus Carlsen, former world champion, you know, just for example, you know, he figured out, wait a minute, okay, if I want to have better like cognition and better like reaction time, I sit up straight, you correct your posture, you make sure you have good blood sugar, blood pressure, and all that kind of stuff. And then you start to realize, oh, those things allow me to think better, to allow me to think faster, you know. And then you look up whatever, you know, oh, what foods can I eat to help improve my memory? Or, you know, like I said, how do you get better sleep? This sub-level is literally the precursor to everything else. Because if you don't do these things, if you're not getting good sleep, and then and you're not eating well, and all these other kind of things, it's causing you to have bad memory and not thinking straight and whatever. Everything else you've done in chess is going to be useless and worthless. I don't care how much playing or studying or anything else you do. If you don't figure out how to better those things, again, your memory, your cognition, your all that kind of stuff, you're gonna hit a plateau, and you're like, I can't get any better. Oh, you know, I can't memorize. I can only memorize so much. Okay, that's fine. But now you got to start working on how to improve all those things. Again, how you improve your memory and your sleep and all that kind of stuff. All right? That's how you get better at chess. That's how you get better at chess, people. All right? That's free information for you. There's people out there who would write books about all this stuff and charge you all kinds of money, or make online course, whatever. Matt V is providing this to you for free. So you're welcome. That's 30 years of chess knowledge. And remember, not just chess knowledge. Remember, I have at least an associate's degree in math and science. I've taken psychology classes. So I'm giving you a lot of information, again, for free. So you're welcome. And I hope it helps. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.